are going to dive into the first question on video discussion 4. Coterminal angles are defined as angles that have the same initial side as well as the same terminal side. So they start and end at the same place. So for example, let's say we have an angle of 55 degrees. In order to find the coterminal angles for that angle, we could subtract 365 degrees, which would get us a coterminal angle of negative 305 degrees. Another coterminal angle would occur when we add 365 to the 55 degree angle, which would get us a coterminal angle of 415 degrees. On the other hand, a reference angle is described as the smallest angle between the terminal side and the x-axis. So for example, let's say we have an angle of 135 degrees whose terminal side remains in the second quadrant. The distance between the terminal side and the x-axis would be 45 degrees, and therefore 45 degrees is the reference angle. Two topics that I struggled most with this semester. The first one would probably have to be verifying identities in terms of the way that my mind works, I guess, especially having to rearrange the identities so that they matched what was present in the equation instead of just them always being exactly the same as what was on paper. Another thing that I struggled with this semester would probably be the angular and linear speeds, mostly because when we learned it in class I didn't exactly understand the concept behind it, or like the practicality, I guess, and so it was really difficult for me to understand why we were doing it, which therefore made it even more difficult for me to solve. What I enjoyed in this class was that I was able to take some of the concepts or the basics of what I learned in the trig unit of my pre-calc class and get to expand on them in this class.